Welcome back, Escape family. Today I want to introduce you to an aspect of our journey that I've been wanting to start for a while, but I've not been able to. Today I introduce you to our kitchen. Alright, so our kitchen is a very important part of our journey to physical wholeness and even spiritual wholeness and mental wholeness. You see, all of our faculties are interconnected. In our kitchen today, I want to introduce you to my juicing lifestyle. Now, quite a lot of us will probably be trying juicing already, and you buy them in the shops. What you get in the shops, most of the times you don't know what is in it. I'm showing you today DIY juicing. Do it yourself. And the simple basics is try to do at least 4 greens. So today I am using right here callaloo, pak chow. I'm sorry, I put my green sweet bell peppers or sweet peppers in already. And I am also using cucumbers. All right, so this is our DIY for green juice. And with our green juice, which does the breaking down in the system for whatever we might not want and want to rid ourselves of, as well as to help to build that blood, we also want to, whenever things are broken down, to get them out of our bodies. So my green juice usually is followed with carrot juice. So for my carrot juice, I'm using my Jamaican carrots, my Jamaican ginger, my Jamaican turmeric root, and my Jamaican beetroot. Typically, this is what I put in my carrot juice. Now, with this juicing, before I got to this level of juicing, I used to use a centrifugal juicer. But when the levels got up, the instruments had to change. And so today, I no longer use a centrifugal, but I use a masticated version of a juicer. So this right here, as you're seeing, it is a Omega masticated juicer. And it's already set up in setup mode. I started and I put my sweet peppers in and started putting some pak choy in already. And these are my glasses right here that will receive our green juice and our carrot juice. Yes, they're color coded. Just coincidence, guys. All right, so I'm gonna take you through the steps that I would take to do my juicing. Give me 1 second. Kind of fighting with my fridge right there. Sorry, I forgot my cucumber. So this is a cucumber that we're going to use. The first step we would take is to wash our vegetables very thoroughly. When I was in my earliest stage of juicing, I would wash my vegetables with vinegar, then in the water. Then I got past that stage and decided, no, I do not like vinegar for ingestion. So I stopped using the white vinegar and I started using salt. And then, since I'm up a couple other levels, I think, we need to build our immunity by even taking in some of these bacteria if you can afford to. So right now, I wash my vegetables thoroughly twice with just fresh running water. All right? So we got our cucumber joining the lot. So now we're putting our vegetables in. We turn the juicer on. I'll give you a version to look at my juicer in another video. So right now we're into our juicing. So I'll give you a closer view what's happening there. Putting my greens in. So these are my pak choys. So you put it in and you use your guide to push it through so it is done quickly. All right, you can choose to use your strainer to put in between your collecting container for the juicing, or you can choose to go without it if you want more roughage. On this occasion, I want more of the roughage, so I'm not putting the strainer there. All right, so we're going live. Everything is life. So this is pure green juice, no water, no sugar, no additives. Straight from the stems and the leaves of these plants. So for juicing, I usually juice at least for a month per time, and maybe I'll take a month break or so. Also, if you have special things that you're working on after checking with your doctor, of course, you can also juice to assist those processes. If you want to know more about that, you can leave a comment in the video and I'll get into that. Alright, so juicing is a healthy practice overall. We don't know what's going on in our body, and there are so many other things it helps to do outside of having a disease or an illness. It helps a lot with renewing and repairing ourselves and getting rid of any forms of residues of whether bacteria or any other thing, food matter that needs to leave us that have not left us. It helps with our bowel movements. It helps to keep our colon clean, and so many other benefits. For the ladies, it helps a lot with sustaining a healthy balance, especially after our period. So I like to juice during or after my cycles. Alright, so we're getting the callaloo in now. So you push it down, the juicer, it feeds into the juicer quite easily. And this can help us. Our little staff here can help to guide it in. Alright? So the harder part of this 4 greens that I'm using today will be our cucumber. Cucumber can be a little bit challenging to juice. It tends to have a very soft texture, and so sometimes it gets tucked up in the juicer going down there, and you might have to take it off, clean it up, clean it out, and go another round with it. Hopefully it will be kind to me today. So we're getting the callaloo in. Quite quick and fast as we can. So usually after my exercise, I would do my juicing. Alright? When I'm consistent. I'm not always able to keep up, but I try. So typically, juice for a month and take a break. Just like we're doing our exercise for a month and then changing the moves for the routine. I think a month is a good time to give the body space and time to respond to whatever we're putting in to get certain results out. Alright, so I'm cutting my cucumber in half right here. And then I'm cutting it again in about 4. It's safer to do this on a cutting board, guys, please. Alright, but I'm so used to this. So here we go. Putting the cucumber in now. And sometimes I exchange the ginger from the carrots. I don't use it in the carrot sometimes and use it in this green juice instead, because for me it helps to make the taste more palatable. Yeah, this is all green, guys. There's no water except the water from the vegetables, and so it's gonna literally taste green. So you need some help. So I use my ginger to help me with that. It makes it taste way better. So this is gonna yield about 2 cups to 1.5 cups. And what you want for a juice, a complete juice serving, is 8 ounces. So you want 8 ounces of juice. All right. So my cucumbers are all in. Picking up the little leaves left behind here of callaloo and pak choy, put them in as well. Everybody's going in. So my cucumbers were very supportive today, and they went in with ease. There's no clogging going on in between the mixing, churning area in here, which is good. So I'm gonna add my ginger to my green juice. All right, so the turmeric can go for the carrot. This helps a lot with the taste and make it easier to go down. All right, so I leave it for a bit to just wring that out. And here you have the masticated version of the juicer, wrings everything out. So there you can see in the trash collection there, it's coming out very dry, very, very well dry. Everything is coming out of that. Everything is coming out of that, those vegetables, right? So you see, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry coming out there. And there's our collection. We're getting basically 2 good sized cups of green juice out of that juicing. All right. So give it a little time to wring that out, and then we're going to measure it out and drink it. One sec. All right, so we're giving it some more time. All right, so I need to replace some of my measuring cups. This is a 9-ounce cup. Typically, I would usually have 8-ounce cups, so you can just measure it out there, and you're good to go. All right, I think we have gone enough with this. It's quite ringed out as far as I can see. So I'm going to stop the machine, and I'm going to get this out here. If you choose, you can run this through the strainer when you're pouring it out. All right, or you could just pour it straight and get some more roughage in. All right. So at the end, I'm going to use it just for this part of it. So I'm going to measure it first. I want to get 8 ounces. My glass is pretty much an 8-ounce glass. Probably a little bit over. So we're just going to leave a few ounces of this. Seeing it's a 9-ounce. And we're going to add this to our glass. So 1 serving of green juice. See, guys? Green, entirely green. All right, so that's our green juice ready. Once you're not going to have your green juice right away, you want to put it in the refrigerator, because it's important for it to maintain temperature so it doesn't start to have chemical changes. All right, so when the temperature drops, it starts to change. So you want to keep it at a certain cool temperature so the enzymes remain inactive and not too reactive. So I'm going to put it in the fridge until I'm ready to drink it. So, you know, time is kind of a very great factor. It seems like I'm going to get 3 cups of greens out of this. So that's 1 large cucumber, 2 stalks of callaloo, about a ½ ounce of, well, 2 bunches of pak choy, and already I'm getting 3 cups of green juice. So you can have all your green juice. You can have the 8 ounces of the green juice for that part of the day. And what I tend to do, because time is of the essence and it's challenging sometimes to keep up, I will store my green juice. So I have a number of equipments here that I use. So right here, I'm going to use one of my bullet containers because it has a tight closed lid. So you want to make sure you're storing it in a very tight closed lid. So I'm going to store it in this, and I'll have green juice for tomorrow. Ideally, you want to have your green juice and your carrot juice live. You don't want to have them, I'm going to take some of the roughage. You don't want to do too much freezing and storing on the fridge. But you can to save time, and you just don't let it go beyond a day. No more than 48 hours at the maximum. So you put it in a very tight lid container, and tomorrow my green juice will be ready. So I'm going to store this now. You can store it in the freezer or in the fridge, in the refrigerator. Sorry, the cooler. So I'm going to store mine in the freezer. So right now I'm going to have to make some changes real quick. Rinse this greenness out. Reset. Change this with a little shaking out. So this is how we remove this part of the masticated juicer. And we're going to put it in the sink, get the greenness out, and we're going to get ready now to do our carrots. So rinsing this off really quick. Turn that pressure down, that water down, the pressure is very high. Rinse off all that ginger, all that cucumber, all that callaloo, all that pak choy, and all that bell pepper, green bell peppers. All right, so we're going to give it a quick rinse. That's how I do. It's good if you have 2 machines. If you don't, you just give it a quick rinse. All right, and I'm going to set up again, so now you can actually see my setup. All right, so let me put this in a clean container. I have to make sure everything is super clean. Don't take any chances with juicing. Everything must be clean. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to set up for you can see a little bit of how we do that. So this part goes in first like this, lock. Then we put, sometimes this can be a challenge and you have to do it more than once to get it in the right groove, at the right angle. Sometimes just a matter of luck. All right, so we're going to put this part in now. All right, close it off. If it doesn't close off, you know it's not in the right angle. Close it off, so hopefully we're good. go again. There's a challenge there, cocked eyed. Alright, so let's do that again. Close. Put our filter guide up here. And we're going to go start with our carrot. So we turn back the juicer on. So instead of spinning clear without an issue. So we can, depending on the size of your carrots, you can cut them as you go along. Alright, and we're putting everything in. We're not even scraping them. We want to build the immunity. We're not even scraping our carrots. Just wash them thoroughly with fresh running water. Wash them twice. Alright, put the carrots in, get them through. So the masticated juicer sucks everything out of them. So these things that are coming out, they're dry, real dry. To be honest, sometimes I take some of my green trash from the carrots and I have it as vegetables. You can choose to. There's not as much left in it, but there's at least roughage. That helps a lot with bowel movement. Alright, so this is a little bit fat. I'm going to cut it in half. Please use your cutting boards. So today is a day when I'm a little bit late. I would have done my juicing long ago. Right after exercise, as I said. So here we go. Feeding it through the juicer. Feed it through. And I want to get an 8 ounce of carrot juice as well. It's looking a little bit short. I might have to get some more carrots. So I'm going to grab a few more carrots from my market stuff. So I go to the market and shop for all these goodies, and then I do my juicing. So I'm going to grab 2 more carrots, wash them thoroughly, and set them in. Just pure running water. So usually I catch the water in the container. I'm doing a little quickie right now, so I'm just washing it under the pipe. Use a sponge with a little abrasive stuff on it, like a Scotch-Brite, and you wash it. Wash it twice. Make sure it's washed properly. Alright. Alright, so that's done. Going back to my juicer again to put it in. So here we go. Cut. Depending on the size, you might want to cut long way, short way, a number of different directions. We don't want it stuck in the juicer. That can be an issue, alright? And a little stuff like that, you just cut them off. But we're not scraping. Not scraping. We're taking the natural bacteria from the earth to build our immunity. If you know you're weak and you can't handle that, then you can go ahead and scrape yours a little bit. Scrape it thin. If you know your system is not up to that, just scrape them very thin. Very light scraping. But I'm over that now at my stage of juicing. So there you have your carrot coming out in the collection bin right there. Alright, so we're almost done with this. It's a little bit fat, so I'm going to go down the middle. Cut it on the vertical. Alright, so here we go. Go down, carrot, go down. Alright, so you can decide which way you want to hold this thing. For the stronger stuff, I tend to use the bigger side end of the fatter end of the guide here. Put this in as well, get that down. Alright, so my bin is quite full, so I'm pushing it down a little bit to make some room. I'm going to add my turmeric. And last of all, I'm going to add my beetroot. Again, I'm not scraping my beetroot. If you think you're not strong enough for it, go ahead and scrape it. I'm just cutting it in a half. Just washed it thoroughly, cutting it in a half. There you go. Nice and lovely and red, beetroot. And then I'm going to put it in. Cut it in 4 quarters. Alright. This goes in right now to add some nice red to my carrot juice. So, here it is. Alright, so I'm going to give that some ring time. Allow it to ring a little bit. Outside of ringing, that is over with. Get my strainer cleaned up. And one other thing you want to do when you're juicing, as soon as you're done juicing, get your equipment, your parts cleaned up. Alright, once you allow it to stay on for a while, it's going to be harder to clean. Alright, so clean it up right away as soon as you're done. Alright, so let's get some cleaning up right here in a bit as well. Put this a little bit away for now. Alright, so that's about all the ring I'm going to allow for that. I'm going to now get that out of there. I'm going to stop my juicer and pour out my carrot juice. So again, you don't have to, but you can strain it through, run it through the sieve, but you don't have to. Alright, so if you want the little rough edge, you can keep it. So I'm going to do it both ways. So this is done. Alright, you can stir it up a little bit. Right, or you could simply use a spoon to do your stirring. All right, so here I have my long, very resourceful little spoon. Could stir it up a little. All right, so now it's a nice rich, this is what I would call burnt orange color when the beetroot combines with the carrots. All right, so it's a nice rich burnt orange color right now, and I'm going to be pouring it out. Okay, so it's going into our glass right here. All right, so this is about a cup, about an 8 ounce, and a little more. So we're going to pour the 8 ounce that we need. And there we have a little extra. This is about a 1/4 cup left. All right, so there we have it. That's our first experience juicing together. And at the end result, this is what we have. So we have our green juice here and our carrot juice here as our final product. All right, so usually I would have my green juice first, right? Usually I'd have my green juice first. Let you see what's going on there. So usually I have my green juice first, and maybe about a half an hour after, I'd have my carrot juice. And I do this juicing at least 4 to 5 times per week for a month. And that's when I consider myself to be having a juicing routine. And then I'd break for a month, allow my body to kick in with all of the good stuff that has gone in, and my body to do its own immune building and its own maintenance without the green juicing. And then I would go back to it maybe within a month or within a 2-month period. And then I'll juice for a month again. It's very effective in helping us to maintain, sustain, and even to rid ourselves of a number of health challenges or to improve our health position. I'll be giving you more on that. Let me know what you think, and any comments or questions you have, please leave a comment with me. All right, thanks for joining me, Escape family, as we continue to work together towards physical, mental, spiritual, and social restoration until we are entirely whole and back to where we're supposed to be with our Redeemer. Let us keep on carrying on, and we will definitely be blessed, and we will definitely see the fruits of our labor, because Christ rewards the good man who labors and labors honestly and earnestly. Enjoy your juicing. All right? Thank you.